In Section 13-2, we are calculating and recording the employer payroll taxes. In the past, we've just talked about what are we withholding from the employees' paychecks. Now we're talking about what the employer needs to pay. So both the employee and the employer pay Social Security and Medicare. Federal unemployment tax and state unemployment tax are just paid by the employer. So these are paid by employers to use for the unemployment program if they are needed. So FUTA is federal unemployment tax, and SUTA is state unemployment tax. For federal unemployment tax, we use 0.8%, and state unemployment tax, we use 5.4%. It's important when we're calculating unemployment tax that we talk about the tax base. So for unemployment tax, employers only have to pay federal unemployment tax up to the first $7,000 that an employee earns. So you can see here that we have a list of 6 employees and their earnings up to this paycheck. And then you can see here how much they made on that paycheck. Now column 3 is something new. So what we are looking to calculate is how much more an employee needs to earn $7,000. So we've earned this much up to this paycheck. So that's column 2, how much they've earned up to this point. Column 3 is the difference between the FUTA tax base and prior accumulated earnings. So you calculate this by taking 7,000 minus column 2. So 7,000 minus that 27,000 amount gives you a negative number. So we just leave that as 0. That employer has already paid as much as they need to pay for FUTA for that employee because you only pay it for the first 7,000. Then for the second employee, 7,000 minus 5,260 gives us 1,740. So that is how much more that employee can earn before the employer no longer has to pay federal unemployment tax. Column 3 is how much, or column 4 there is how much they've earned this pay period. And then finally in column 5, we are determining how much of the money they earned can be taxed for federal unemployment. So you are taking the lesser of these two numbers. So for this first person, they've made over 7,000. So they have 0 to go to reach 7,000. So their FUTA earnings is 0. The next row here, Anthony Fang has made 5,260. So he has 1,700 to go before he reaches 7,000. This paycheck, he only made 1,494. So the lesser of those two numbers, he'll pay FUTA earnings on 1,494. Next employee has a long ways to go. They've only made 1,648. So they've got 5,000 plus to go before reaching 7,000. They only made $240 this paycheck. So they pay federal unemployment tax on all 240. The next two employees, they've made well over 7,000, so they don't have to pay unemployment tax on those employees. The last employee here has made 6,490, so only $510 remaining to reach the 7,000. So the earnings for the current pay period is 1,444, but they only have to pay federal unemployment tax on that 510. So that is the federal unemployment tax earnings, 510. So you're taking the lesser of these two columns. And remember, this column is calculated by taking 7,000 minus accumulated earnings. Once we've calculated all of our Social Security, Medicare, federal unemployment, and state unemployment, we need to record our journal entry. So the journal entry will look much like it did in Section 13-1. But now this is for the employer's portion. So we have all of our deductions are credited. We add those together, and that is what we debit our payroll tax expense for our employer payroll taxes. Go through and answer the 2 questions at the bottom of your note guides. Pause this video, come back, and check your answers.